You can't. Now, the results that are coming out is contrary to the complaint that you are making. This is the true reflection of the performance of our students in the SHS. The true reflection of the performance of our students in the SHS. And we have to blame ourselves because we have not created that school environment where a child goes to school with certainty. You know very well that the school term is from this time to that time. Holiday is from this time to that time. You go to school, people have even gone to school for 2 weeks and they have to be made to come home because another group of students have to come to school. Where do we run education like that anywhere in the world? The students who have been out for all the years that you are mentioning are no better than those who came out yesterday. They are no better. Maybe they were lucky, but they were, in fact, to be more serious with you, they are no better students generally than those who have just come out.
Intervention grant allow near Dr. Cancer NDC by Omanya Mwampala. Intervention grant allowance. Someone find the after school program. A day before school. No one from Mwampala. She said, "Na sa yatabu for na wufo musika before see ebebano. We are wufo na musika no akofia for extra classes." Baby. So extra classes. Any teachers, Emma headmasters, even cooks almost school. Someone from one column prepare for the exam. And this program also professional allowance, and so in Paleko, for Casa. Nipa na bi a mathematics enkonta we nipa na bi a emu baako enya F nia Dr. Cancer NDC by Omanya Mwampala na ye intervention grant allowance so one find the after school program a day before school no one from Mwampala no she said na sa yatabu for na wufo musika before see ebebano we are wufo na musika no akofia for extra classes baby pese ohiani so ebetna ono nko extra classes any teachers Emma headmasters even cooks almost school someone from one column no prepare for the exam and this program also professional allowance and so in Paleko, for Casa, a nipa na bi a mathematics and kunta, we nipa na bi a mubaku enya F.
Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because Kodako too. Now, after a few months, no man but now another group of people call. You can't. Now, the results that are coming out is contrary to the complaint that you are making. This is the true reflection of the performance of our students in the SHS. The true reflection of the performance of our students in the SHS. And we have to blame ourselves because we have not created that school environment where a child goes to school with certainty. You know very well that the school term is from this time to that time. Holiday is from this time to that time. You go to school, people have even gone to school for 2 weeks and they have to be made to come home because another group of students have to come to school. Where do we run education like that anywhere in the world?
I was only looking at the prudence. He said, "See, Jai, the ayah dana, they waste into Jai." That was the theme of my letter. And also, so now you know very well. Say, as my students, market 2 men. I must send them messages. Say, now let's say you can't hear any who said that the finance Mr. Bekano. I didn't know, yes, sir. Because we who let was say. me say ye be kwan akomi krum me say me but a kwan ye dada no the same thing
and also
akomi krum the same thing, and it will be faster, it will be cheaper, and to complete that, and my people will get earlier benefit of that project than a later one. I think I will be into no date na unim prefer say in parliament and maka ho asem saasma. You shouldn't abandon because akomi krum. In fact, last time debate when I was speaking, the people from the minority, majority, be say, oh, they bibia kumasi, bibia kumasi. Zion Moka. It's me, everybody who knows me knows the love and the hard work I do to make Kumasi and Ashanti region flourish. It is important that Accra Kumasi Highway Project now President Kufuor started here. And I feared said this government will come and abandon it. Because when they had opportunity to be in government right after President Kufuor, they abandoned it, which is an expressway. So my timer on Mitchell. It's an expressway. When you say an expressway, you see how Google. Mr. Google said, what's the alternative name for expressway? We mention highway, we mention motorway, we mention a dual carriage. What it means is country behind the roads using, but the fundamental understanding of an expressway, motorway, highway is that when you get onto it, there's no bend, there's no straight. You be a mature, you be an interchange, underpass be now, and on you go straight, no uninterrupted. Who drew is a woman? From Isawum to Apigua. So it's an expressway. You don't meet any car. A high two. So it's direct, and that's how it's supposed to be done. But you can call bypass. It's an expressway. It's a one bypass. It's an expressway.
Near Dr. Cancer, NDC by Omanya Mwampala. Now you make it for intervention grant allowance. Someone find the after school program. A day before school. No one from Mwampala. She said, now, sir, you're back for now. We form Usika before the other battle. We are for now. We can not put you up for extra classes. You're buying us, baby. You're percent union so ever now for extra classes. Any chess, come teachers, and my headmasters nearby, even cooks almost school nearby. Someone from one column, no one prepare for the exam. And this program also won't you. Professional allowance, and so in Palakoya, Oka for Casa. Nipa na bi a mathematics enkonta we nipa na bi a emu baako enya F ahum se.
The students who have been out for all the years that you are mentioning are no better than those who came out yesterday. They are no better. Maybe they were lucky, but they were, in fact, to be more serious with you, they are no better students generally than those who have just come out. The students who have been out for all the years that you
Bosome fufromu Adom 106.3 FM so enye me kasa ye si bosome fufromu a abusia afimpinu aduonu enum 2025 afi sane tie bia sane ko ye bia no ye de afi no ekogu bosome we betwato ewo afi mu ye December bosome enakan no ne edikan ene ye de ahyase so ewo dwoada eti abusia wa fidie da hanwumre ya ye moadwo yada sesafi efri bosumi edikan ede edikan na hyase nkakran woni ya hwe abomu ewo bani ni hujumadi so ye no be hwe abomu a kosise afi yede beba wieye na odomfo no bedom yen na ode yen ahyen afefoforo no emu eti anwumre yi wafidie da hase ya na se wokate asefo ho odomfo dom ya bodom na ode cheye no woso ebia sonso aseda ne yede matwedi ampon na dwuma no so esese ye no so no eguso eye woso aseda ene yede ma wosa fimu nyina no woni yen ahweabomu abesi bosome a etwato ne daye edikan afimpinu ene aduonu enum emu me da wasie na busua me kai wo se adwuma no me kase yeguso ege a na ye yabeduru mpempenso a yeduro ni se yadesua enhyehye ye ekoso ewo magimu no se yentumi ensi ginaye ebo mpempensuo bi ni enhu se kwanteni a ye nyina ye nam so babia ye ni hwa ye kro efa desua ho no sesei se ye nkwada mu o se ye mpani mu o efa desua ho de enhyehye a ye de ye adwuma no sei ene ye kono se ye enhu babia ye ni kire na ben bia ba woni hyehye kakra yo de beto ho abambia ba kakra no wode abesoso na ebisu aba no waba abesa mu no wadada mu na debia mekase innocent children innocent students ni ewatua ni school fees ni ode ne ba ko school wonim se akwada yi enka this year wo tro wasi na watwa nsohwe no na nsunsanso ebeba no watumi dia to na adisua so because ye ka stages of life say obra ye gbowo mayimu se nipa no nye na dwen se bo begya school no nkoa no wo se school no mekọ adurusua pon mekọ aduru mpempenso a ebi a manya kura ni degree die be kitame a baby ye hia kese die bo stages ni bi a edu honom na akotwero nsohwe na wo feli se nyame anya wadom na kyese bo abrabo no wakukuru hwiase no wahwiase a nesa sabo betwro ensohwe wo secondary school wasi nsohwe ibi na results beba na poto wodi ko ba bi enyeye wodi wura polytechnic enyeye wodi wura university enyeye wodi chese die na ade beye wodi ye ohun hwia enyeye bisu ananya akwada no okotwro nsohwe no ne mfonsuo akwada no mfonsuo betumi abom basa ye betumi de niema gugu akwan mu a ke betumi protect akwada no a wono ko sukuru na akwada no a wo kwotwero nsohwe no se ye ntumi anye na ye disappointing kwada no with the policies ahoro a ye deba ye nhyehyeye a ye deba ye nim ye pa se nhyehyeye boi enya de se betumi aboa nkwada ne awie na afa ye de be ye mpreto so eye mo na manya nhyehyeye ye mo na mantwi alawa mo na musoso no mo ye ne bra nkwada na wo se wodi ko suku na ebiri na sha kakra bi na we ya ba fie kakra bi na we ko se ye ntumi ansi gina ya enye maamefo ne nkokorafo no amo no mawie mo brabo Nicodemusofo no amawie brabo no enye mo na ekamu o eye na make say innocent children o mine daache enkwada nke bo se wotumi be so man mu daache no sa nkwada na ye di wo hwammo anwumre ya bushia se me kasa na asem da pono so a na ye 2025 nsohwe ankwada akwotwero ye wasi nsohwe a enkwada akwotwero results aba se so results aba enka sometimes ye ka subjects ahoro se oh subject we nkwada fedi a kan ye todate kan ye do so a ye taate eye se ebeka so mathematics nkwala feli English nkwala na ntimi antwa ebi a science na mom say ye beka say social studies menka say social studies na enye subject e say ye di buoma no na mom when it comes to say yes we dey a reading subjects and niema fa ya nkasa ye ho yen dada sitinemu niema fa ye ho na no so nkwada no betwero ne yakase social studies o ma fairly poto a abusua niema keka ho ya ma na wasi results ya ba nkwada ye di ntwo no enye ba ko nyem yenu edoso ye bo se enkampani fo tumi tina sefa konwa tina so na yetimi ahwehwemu ne yewia yesipo se ye wonhwehwemu dada so wo ho no mo a enka niema ankoyie no yetimi toto ne yie nemom the usual politics adabia ye no eno ne yehu sempanimfo no ahase a wonu mu asaye ye enkwada no sese kona ko wurawura amanfo fie na kohwe amanfo ma edu sabri na wo ye parent na wo amman wo bani ye senyame amwa na kwada no wantumi anyina ne na so se oh mekọ akotwero biew oh dabi we de enno no nkyere se mabrabo na ba wie ya enkwada ni bia wie ya na aba no because enkwada ni bi ho no mo a se resource ni nya ba se ya wo beye ne den ebi wo ho no mo a bebo so me kura no ntimi mpie mfiri dem senyame amfafia wo beye na depression na nkwada yi bi akeka akadem na nkwada yi bi di namfo achi na ne enye no wonu mu ye because parent be expect say can the results no aba no ne bentumi nya results bi a odi boost e beye yie ne bentumi nya results a ka wodi be ko university ana say wodi ba be ko suapon bi wo magimu eti akoba ni say ya be na parents ni bi na akoye na de na anya aye ene wabone ne e betwa akwada na da pasa enti nya de da fam enya de da fam omai no nhyehyɛ ye na sɛ bɔsɛ ye hwɛsɛ da bi adesua no kwan ben ye betumi afa so aye nhyehyɛ ɛno nti na da bia me ya na maka sɛ ye hia national development planning na enye sɛ ministry ba ko bi sector ba ko bi omai no nhyehyɛ ye nyina every sector ni efa ya desua ho ni efa ya pomuden ho bibia sɛ ya twera to ho ye nim sɛ sei na ye kɔ no emfie duonu eda yanimu enhyehyɛ ya yedi ikoni a kanya ne sa aban bia ba na ne ye wope na wode aba abatum aban bia ba wo bia ba na watro bibi wo ne manifesto mu me ba sei ne meye no enti so obi ye bibi mpo na sa ade no a sa abada da na eye na ye nimpa sa ade we se ye ke wo se yetumi to aso a wo behwe wo se ya me so me de aba na wa bebo agu ne ye de foforo aba foforo no so ayede aba no sometimes policies ni bi ho no mo a 4 years no aba no wo the first 4 years mpo e bia na sa policy na wo so de ba no na implementation mpo ye nwie ye say yede toto akwan mu mpo no na ye ntumi nwie ye eti se wa ntumi anwie na se wugya ho no mo kwa abada da na wo aba no so se ya mesoso no me di bi ba meso e wasa me ye bi na me de ba gidin no wa bebo anu agu na fe yede nkwada no da ache egura topre yede nkwada no da ache edi agro na nkwada no da ache ne yese no enti na nwumrei se ne efira nopa agencies ahorowo ekuhorowo stakeholders we de ne de no de atum ena yegwei ena ye nkwada no omu nsua de ena ye abada da na omu hyehye na omu anya ne yie ena ye nkwada no na nsua de enwumrei baby a me pesa me ne wo as a parent baby a wo say ye nyina ye de ye ni hwe eye say dia pa ne nkoyie ye wo research bi da ho no mo a ye nimu ye say ye ha una nini o enti say ye so ano a kwanya ye fa so ano no enu nie ana say ye de ba be ye politics be bosome mienu we be kana we ya toa mane we ho na wo no wantu alawa na wo na ade nhyehyɛ ye ba ye na nkwada pon suku ntem ne ye kan ya nkwada pon suku ntem no sɛ ye ntutu ye nhyehyɛ ye a wo mu anim sɛ ne ye si sua de fa no no really saying that was so be the shia de ansa no wahu direct impact ben and the wo no mo say ye kase alawa ye ntua ene nkwada a wo tworo nhwehwe afi be busumi be numu o se be se ni no enwo se ye betutu tumu keke enwo se abanso a wote so ese ase wo gidi se wo afeni wa banti no ye hyeda ne abegbomu tokuro na aban no dada no ene omne ma omo ye ena ankoyi anu nti ni akeka aka ne saa enu nti na me ka se ya hwe ya amanyofo no de ye madachi bedi agro ya hwe ya amanyofo no de oman no dachi ebedi agro because enani NDC amanyoku no ebi amu afeni mabenti no ye ka magana fo ahu se ni MPP be ye nyina na nya enu nti da resource e ba ye no enye because hwe wo hwe nsɔhwe aba this year BC na nya o BC inu ankwada no tro ye resource ye ba ye na nyo ena wasi so de ya ba enye enti no se ye beka na da bia se change of government beba na ya beka na nyo ena nyo na chese nkwada na kwada bia wo betwro nsohwe na time ade betwro nsohwe no aban sisa ye beto aba wi aban sisa ye beba no na ese nkwada ni nyina se ya no mabra bobeko eniema nkwada no ye bi enye ne no wo ho eno wo ho no mo enti se ya ntena se na ya nhwe ni ya nkeka niema mom ni ya hu ni enye se ye di nhyehyeye bi akọ ewo suku ahoduo no mu entumi mwa yen die na wo se ye tumi hwesesa no wo muo because enne se ye education minister ema ne be ka kire ye se ye de tablet amankwada se wonum fanhua de ene wo kọ wiase nyina enye buku se nwoma no nko ada nkwada nanimu e wo so onya computer ye research obetumi ya research no na tumi abua mankwada na sua de na abafu nimde no watumi anya bi na se no yesi nkwada no nkomu bi na yenya a whole minister to tell the country say tablet na yede man nkwada no omudi hwepo no tablet a yede man nkwada no omudi hwepo no eye hwan phone so whose fault parents abomo manketo akora ewo fie wo mudi sa tablet ni bia mabone nkwada no di sua de no e omukura no sa obatan awofo no a ebi nhyeda anyi nimde bebre ebo sa technology ho no they are able to say wonimu they are able to see say da bi phone ekita yen wo betumi ya grant nipa access amabo atumi akoba bi wontumi nkoba bi computer no ayede man kwada se won fanhua de no yetumi ye ema akwada no yeyi niema nyina firi so kase computer we ya mede ma me ba no ni obetumi aya ne se ebia wode be search niema efa ne wo sua ne ho na mom se wo be kasa mede be hwe movies mede be hwe pono mede be hwe niema emfra de wontumi mfa nhwe is doable we ya de aye ntumi nye we ya de ebo se yetumi ka kire ye se Ministry of Education akwaje sa tablet ibi computers ibi dem nya tablet nkwa na meka computer na mata nyina hu computer ibi se ye de breye ma se nkwada no mfanhua de ne ye wokwaje computer no se nkwada no mfanhua de no ye ntumi asadwen no amayetirimu se e wo se yetumi eye nhyehyeye ne odi computer ne ba ye wo mu seti computer no enti wo bia anyi computer no antumi anhu se o computer we se yegya no ebe ye no the normal computer atimi ye ne wodi pa bia etese ne wato tuo di ahye nkwada ne nsem se wonfa mobɔ wonam enti ye pese ye kire se saa de ne ye antumi anya ansa na ye de computer ne hye nkwada ne nsem because akwada no de abo ye ne den wo pa bibia hu enti niema ni bi ho no a we minister nkanyesa wo be kase mu ekura che se ene wo se ye withdraw ene wo se hwan na kofa computer ne ba ye When you de contract ne man no hyehyɛ ye be na na ewo ho obi a wokra computer ba obi onim technology mu be na sasɛm a mekan wonim sɛ wo se ye ansa na ye computer hya kwada nsɛm enti nase ye be ka sɛ nkwada ndi computers no hwɛ pono na nya de na omudi hia ye hwan phone so hwan na ebo so hwɛ sɛ ade no ade hye nkwada ne nsɛm no ye ne ye beboa won na emom anya ne ye besi wo kwan ewo wade hia mu. Why na wo so hwe se sukuu nu ankwada wo mu no se yese nkwada na afedie social media no wote a why na wo so wo hwe schools a ye nyina ye koye no se wo boarding house a anya hwe ubenya master ba ko ede na master we die nnani adin nnani adin ya sesa ne ma bebre enti se ye hwe na tete akwantempon no na ye befa so enu na wo se ye solution na wo se ye hwe na nye blame game na sabiri ye wo se ba eti abusuan nwumre yesi adwa no ye behwe ne yesi ya nkasa de ne ye betumi aye sabiri ya ye womuo wo se yetumi ehu na ye boa man ne matumi koso na nkwada no akyehye dem a sese wo mo bob na wo de bi ni wo fie wo bebi ntwuro nsohwe ni bi nti ye kan no wo gidi se yagoro kona kohwe nkwada no abo f chains no kona kohwe akwada wo no gini hu di se da bi me mo sa enti ye den na resource we me nsakitamu kona kohwe sa mata no wo fie ene ne ekoso anwumre abusu anwumre ye behwe wasi resource aba no ne ebetumi aye niema ankoye ye ni stakeholders ahoro ni bi ebetwetwe nkomo na ye ne emrahye badwam so ye beko na committee ye hwe adesuamu ensem so no ye ne mpanimfo yi bi atwetwe nkomo na ye hu se ne eniema esiko nti wa fidie da hanwumre ya bani ni shuzumade so enie wo ba Facebook, YouTube, Instagram baby ayedem Facebook no Adom 106.3 FM like and wa share ko YouTube and wa subscribe wa dwenche fa bi to wono mo wo asem bisa bia wutimi de to ho banimfo ani wo kasa ye bisa wo bi ne be yi a ye de beto amu na yapem akoyanim ye de asedama Franco Trading Enterprise awota ye kire ye kan na chese buronya ni akyede ne niema eba no Papa Franco Adawroma wabiebie niema mu ato wono mo a wo betumi ade ho ahyemu ena sa wo pese o ye lucky so de a ene be among the luckiest ye hia ne so do hu ebehemu akrade a yetuo no wo ka ho a wudi a wo na wo sene no medin ade akua boachewa Adom wo fra me ABY a meje so meda producers ase lawyer listo wo kwadwofo kwamkule nu sada so ena jamretrum akowua ni odematum live wo Facebook na YouTube edu etete Adaroma ma menkwa homa so ye be hyase afri emrahye badwam na ene ye ne mrahye badwafo no bi a wo mo de eba de sua no a ebi akyira de ukọ parliament a lawyer fo wo mu achechefo wo mu ye wo mu security wa ye adwuma wo mu eti obia ne professional wo mu ena committees ahoro so ya hyeda tete mumfa manini akyire ya adesua de hen onmonyamfo Joseph Kwakukuma MP for Kintampo North Vice Chairman Emma Committee on Education ewo ene o ahoma isu a ye ne no ebetwetwen enkomo na yahwe resource no na aba no emrahye badwafo ni abeto ho eda wanimu ono abo anwumre majoe
ya na ohema mpacho mo to say
Adom na so
afidanke rade me ho ya
wo ho ye na nso me ka se anwumre se wuwurawura afia hoduo mu babi a enkwada etwero nso hwe bi resource ya bai wo mo wa sese fie ho nwo edu sabri ya na chese ato abrefo ni ayamhyehye ne niema bebre megiri se committee ya mohwe adesua so mrahye badwam no bibise betodwa mode mani di akire bi nye ne edi kan ni ya ye beti se o kwada no so hwe no okotwero ye ankoyie se ba ni seyi a ede na ye ekoso mrahye badwam mo mafamu di a moye
mama fa kwanya na menchi atiefo nyina na edina nkasa Joseph Kwame Kuma
anya kwaku wa hu
Joseph Kwame Kuma anya kwaku me Kwame Kuma
ayo
na
sesa
fa kwanya na machi atiefo nyina na Kintampofo ene mo media house Adom semre ne bre no mama ye ne mo toto adwen oyema
na kuti ase a meka ne se mraso bedwa mu de e de yaso to form as a committee na na ekweba yetie yetie comments na so na titru enye ndeso na nyamencha de me second term e parliament ni me bada na me san to aso nyamenso san ncha de me ba education committee mu na me wo na me san to aso am vice chairman na nedi ka meka sa nkola no me momu muniyo pa
dia hin na wo ma
omu
dia hin wo na wo ma omu
muniyo in the sense say ebinu matwa binu musanya so at least say abo mo abaso kakra na menka ne say meniwo comment na wo ma no me mraso bedwani wo media house as yen yawofo mi maame a wo tie ya nwumre a teacher for aban amika sa aban oni aba wo tie wa
wo so pa onu abo watie fo nyina etie o
kama ya sha tie boso se ye basic education in fitiase school no bibi ko yie no na bia obi be kasa agbo bi na ye ka akola bi afapem efie bi afapem edua bi afapem eye mfitiase minu nyina ye mbisa se ye be ye ho free senior high ase ho no etesen edu maybe kwana books textbooks or ma textbooks ayede be kire nkola na de na ayede free senior high na nkasa no omo books omo shaase eya munye mpense mu yes free senior high so books omo printing first round no bisa so ma sa print textbooks ama biom da o ma wuti asemi won
ono abo Ethiopia
ni a ebe to aso ya ebe tie ni say say past questions past questions na abanda da no ko print ye say omonchira omosa ni omo answer questions na me chade na me chira de san senior high san Mion district ayi yendi kwanso na me chira de senior high wansa na me ba parliament until me come from experience so and yes say to me upon America textbooks no enti form 2 nipa kaneno amene wo ko school no yeah call form 5 form 1 form 2 form 3 form 5 textbooks ni na kitao because exam so he no you set from form 1 syllabus e dey copying form 5 no ndi nke say free senior ha no nipa wo form 3 no whether sukita form 1 textbooks whether sukita form 2 textbook whether sukita form 3 textbooks running so he o ma yemi sa na tie wo free senior high ho
say na tie honorable
dabi enye sa na tie
say na tie honorable
ni omo ko form 2 no no ma di form 1 books ni wo mo som e di ama form 1 ya once no three no ma di form 2 dia no e di ama ni omo ba form 2 no nti candidate awo free senior high form 3 no we need form 1 textbooks and they just be okoji ni junior there and you be no say you printed inside of the printed textbooks no abai no samre and say you printed past questions and then it you need to your news omo interview nkola no bi no sebi na I am a rebel. Nkwalani be say questions no. Omo solve past papers, past questions. Na questions here by no be nimu. Wahu. O chira akwala de mani hu so obesua no nwuma ni nyina. Obeti ma guide no ba o kotwe na adwe si ba bi fa ko say bia we na ebeba na wokọ na amma akwala no waha akwala no enti na me bo akwala na aba so say o man ya de mpo two ya say ya man akwala no tuma yo mo de say edu exams ya be kire o mo ade Waik report na me de ma no schools ni bi o mutie sika awofo ho aye be twere no dada me de mi no ewie free senior high me nkola mi no o mu nso ha ben no ya si entua free na omo ya nya extra classes fine ye ni na ye tua sa de da ebe do last minute ya si entua free wow ye man kola no hu se anibiri bi wo baabi students tira na teacher ni ana invigilator e di phone o akotwa question paper no wo exam hall na o di akọ na o mo ko solve na mo de brain kola no na nkola no afa kwan bi so e di phone e wura mu Waik all along when you move in combo. I'm saying na eba no nya ye ko ye say ya we ya dache ye nyam panifo papa ombedi Ghana. So in the sense okay say Kumasi, I don't know whether it was one of the Islamic schools. Some ready me see here. And say exams ya some the school for ekobo teacher for so ma copy. School for be to me conscious headmaster's car say I don't know more sisi omun copy exam time omun copy media mokaya mobenya bi sa stories no na ebobo eba no eni ni ende a ye hu discipline a teacher ni entimi ntia school akola teacher ni wentimi ntia school akola te say tete no akola ye late wo school teacher ni ntimi ntia no edumre bi PTA nya adwuma PTA Parent Teachers Association obi be ka say e ya adwuma kwan bi so ba me ka Parent Teachers Association a wo say kan no ye woda awofo a teacher for ni nkola no ye meeting amofra awofo nyina ba school na nkola no eti hobi omutimi kan nkola na sem na awofo bi timi kan chomo say headmaster me bai wo di sa abone na hweno ni papa kura timi hwe akola ko school mu teacher for ani na say wo me do wa hwe teacher for no sa wo ye bone o mo hwe bisa say nda sa ade no wo hobi mu ana ye kasa ade be che ma men ka say akola te sa haba mu no akola bi ate sa haba mu no ba bi a awiye bo no ona wo tene ko so o pese wo tene no ye te say electric pole obeye yi ama owiase a wo hia atene uti Waik abeye street a teacher for nya kwan hwe omo ade biom omo cheche a teacher for a omo hwe apono social media omo te edu watch nimu na omo ya ade educational sector CSOs na omo nyina ka say hey yen hwe yie sanya no ma si ko seta no ebe hangola yi dache eno omo de no ma gu akwan mu ama sisi akola wo ko exam hall a ni a obe se sisi bia na omo ache no school bia obe se wo twe apa ma nkola no na omo ache omo results yi no nkola no mbodi mbono no a teacher for omo aya ade a kire ade a nkola omo aya french ma omo asu ade no ni na ye hu no
na
yehunu
honorable ne wu kan na se eyade a mo committee a mo hwa adesua so mra hye badwam no mu huye enya de se niema wabobọ so akire ye nyina na se problems no edamani mu adagya eti wabra wuja de kire wura mra hye badwam mu na sabrei me fan se abadada no ene wo ho no mo free senior high policy no challenges ahuru bi ewo mu waka ye ba the discipline aspect ewo ye senior high schools ahuru ni schools nyina mu a eno so challenges ewo mu wabobo bi so modie enka modie ne ye se mo hyemra na ye hyemra no so wie a abeye bind na wo nipa ye wo man no mu so mu ye nya munya ye ho adwuma wie na mampani de ne sahya ase a na se ye adwuma eti mumu hu se ade e baby enam enye dia na mo ye fa ho
o ma me da se na da bia ye ka o mra se beja ni se sebi minority will have its say and majority will have its way. O si don kuma no anase mo ndos no mo be kan ya mo be ka don kase no so be omo akwanya omo so di omo nsem be fa so obi na ati ni senior high policy o ka bibia o se senior wono pe no oye no onye ma sa na ma mi ka nya asam foforo ana me boa nya asam foforo na education committee no so no ya shadia enye sa ye ko country aban se nya ye betimi aka ye ka ye tene bia wayik exams a month o mo ka so mo farmer market ye ka nkola bia ne a heads of assistant senior high temo mundi an some ye headmaster no mo mpanyifo ba be hia ye ni minister na de atuna nim ne akọ no mo mundi an some ya kan bi teacher for be ye chira ye kan bi ye role ni no ba management of the schools sani aye tene nkola school mu no ma enye committee no ayi committee be kwa assembly mu school bi mu a ebia na assembly ba school bi mu na GS entimi nsano na committee ni sani yenko na yeso yenko hu ni yenko enye education committee ni ye manage Ghana Education Service na manage no ye de ani say yeso semra ye de ani oversight sika se eko schools no akwa na ni anko ni abisa question ho adenti na amanfa sika dodo na anko ye asade no no ewo mu aye ko schools no so ni akọhwe omunko nyansam tesen omo a school dan omo timu etesen committee no ye rules no no wọ́n sọ ní ìfitì ẹ̀.
Honorable enye
no discipline.
Honorable
anajo adé na man dan tem.
Honorable
adé na man sua adé this time.
Honorable
yes.
Eniema a wo bobo so no enye enkwala no discipline nhyehyɛ yenko ɛna asɛ ne wo kan committee no mu gina ho on behalf of the whole house ye parliament no eti se bibi nkoyie etoda enye committee hu sɛ mi bisa no parliament mpo na make because mu tumi amowo no mu wo tumi sɛ minister ya woda ministry no ano sɛ yehu sɛ results ba bi enam no enkoyie ye gidi sɛ ebia ha sei eye nkwada no discipline na enya adwuma eye sɛ free senior high no system no sɛ ne sitie na emmoa mu wo tumi sɛ moto nsa frɛ nsoafo yi owo ho no mo bra na be kire yemu die nti na results no eba ne sɛ yie die na wo ye to solve the problem sɛ tumi ne de ono abomo wo ana ne so muni
ye wo ohima ye wo na me kan ye de ya futuo for instance aban otamu minister ne say textbooks no omo ma companies bi print bi ye ko companies no ko hwe say omo print textbooks ni sika omo betia companies no Ghana Publishers Association company ye ko tamanyina ko hwe companies a omo print books ni bi e ko hwe textbooks no na ban no sika say wo tia companies no na omo de textbooks no ko no aban anti na nyɛ sika ni nyina ntua ɔmo nti committee no yakɔhwɛ yɛayere aban bɔmbɔden no tua sika no ma ɔmo aban antua a yɛka no sɛn wɔn sɛ na adwuma no sitiɛ later aban sɛ ɔno deɛ n'afa mu no ɔyɛ tablet saa ayi computer nketenkete no ɛna ɛsɛ fine ofin sɛ na ɛbɛboa na textbooks no ɔmo de agu mu na ayɛ adwuma sɛ aban no kyerɛ sɛ saa mmerɛ wɔkyɛ textbooks no bi computers no ba ntumi so senior house ni nyinaa a ɔsɛ ɔbɛkyɛ ne kakrakra saa na ade no akɔyɛ nti ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛka but ɛyɛ aban a wɔte sɛ no ɔno ne style of management ɛna ɔno de yɛ adwuma
enti woka tablet deɛ no
ɛnyɛ aban ko asɛ ne mekyerɛ no mehyɛ asɛ me sɛ mene wo ɛne awofoɔ no so yɛso yɛwɔ blame wote aseɛ yɛn nkɔlaa no yɛma ɔmo tena fie esua adeɛ
woka tablet no deɛ no ɔno aboe awofoɔ deɛ wom sɛnea wokan obi adeɛ wom na woka tablet no deɛ na mede bɛbisa sɛ wabra sɛnea wokan mu bisa minister no textbooks ahorow ɛwɔ sɛ nkwadaa ni nya de sua adeɛ nkɔɔyɛ printing ɔmo ntimi mprinte yɛ mpanimfoɔ ɛbɔ ɔma no ho ba sɛ o ne koraa deɛ yɛ ma textbooks na akɔtete eti tablet ɛne yɛde ɛbɛma nkwadaa no wɔn tumi kyerɛ mu ɛfa nneɛma ɛbɛba tablet no bi so because minim sɛ mo committee no mo te parliament no ɛnyɛ mo nwanwa sɛ minister ne se tablet na fede nkwadaa no pono na wɔn de ɛhwɛ eti nea mo approve yɛ sɛ sɛ mo se tablet a wo de wa ka na enyimire sɛ ɛne yɛ serious deɛ approve na mo ma yɛ tablet bɛ na mo se wɔn ntɔ
approve I am and say tab no motor be inside of 1.something million say na as data almost to meet about 750,000 and I know more teacher until finally na tablet no cry no na load do upload do I didn't go so the call schools ni be about one be do no but I will be school na no load do software say obi who say social studies and women mass and women these are some of the challenges
enti metewase a honorable tablet no a omo chema nkwadaa ne so omo mfa nsua de no na software betumi ama omo de asua se bia mass wo ha social studies na bi ni so because of elections ninti ene ye kwacheche ma wo mo saa te se
no kora tablet ni bi no na year 1 money we no na omo de mema omo nti ni tia metwa ne say the problem was part of lack of adequate textbooks
honorable wo kana nwumre ya me ate ase say because of elections ni tablet ni etu mirika de koma nkwadaa no wa bra
ya ntweme wo honkwa maka no ma bibiri abedu ho
honorable eniema bibiri a
textbooks meba textbooks enya enough mankola no later aban no textbooks so a print here wantimi anjini nyina ammankola no because of muntia say printing houses no so what you say and our buy no science or mo be tablet no so o mo science ka so mo ye dia mankola no so enye nkola no so nyina no mutimi di che wie are you understanding
honorable we
I didn't know one hour na buy a na dia yes you committee a yi o say na me pese e policy am pese me run okay
honorable
no policy ni so a wodi ne nsa akoka no wo so ha wo wie that is what I want you to understand
ne wo pese yete ase no nyese yente wase o ne waka ni nyina no me disprove asamba akokora a waka honorable anwumre ne awasem a woka no ba waka sem na mi bisa wo say because say what is minister beka say tablet na de man kwada no wo mo de hwepo no enti sa wo bie ni ma yehu anwumre yi because aban no ewu omu sese ne woka say ono na ode ne policy aba but a binding to me sorry precopenka say a me policy nti send me implementation no answer na bibi to me akoso no parliament moma approve as ye be kwa tablet no ye be ye dan a this a moma approve enti yen to me nka ne kya say omo no omo so omo ye omade omo ne mo enu nti na me bisa wo say wo kan no me pesi establishes our point no honorable me pesi establishes our point no
ya approve budget okay you see a ministry of education 30 million Ghana cedis so what you mean
Ethiopia
yeah ministry of education 30 million wa chire mu we better tablet we better we better cars we better buses you share near the so yes okay ya ma okwan so sikano ministry of finance am first sikano am minister no so a na so obe no want me nyadi nyina what am I say nya abani so obe no say the minister of finance am fa no ma no am education minister no a want me nye and I work education committee member no so want me nko so aban no kon say ade na won fa sika ma ye be tawo ye be bisao ye be bobo dawuro e wo parliament say wo si wo be say want me anye wo si be say want me anye and ye be ka ho asem but be be si aban no ba bi na obeka say sika amanya no mantimi anya ni nyina sana ye juma no sitie
honorable apart from no Parliament mu the oversight responsibility enunti enyese mo approve scan ma wo mo keke no mo de kwa mo mawie o enunti na mo government assurance committee in parliament at the end of the day no mo hwe say ye di sika we ma we ye ne kra de ye sidin no kra masesa in parliament ye di sika no ma ye no ye ka se enkoye ni enti se ye release sika no nko ade allocation no ba enko ade a dia na mo de ye toda mutimi fra wo mo obebu nkonta Wana me pesa meni wuduru yo na enu kura chiri no no abo
eno kwanya omudi bu nkonta ne se omo internal audit officers beye auditing utimi internal parliament afibia no agencies no education subsectors ni other organization no omo internal audited accounts no omo accounts omo di breya our parliament nti organization bi amra ne say afi omo for omo audited account emrai nti omo di audit account no ba ye ne omo kotena se bia a training college ana a college of education ana University of Ghana mo ba auditing ne say na auditors an hu afa mo ho ska omo di ma mo no say na ye e wo sa akwan no so na ye di oversight
na muwie na se muwie na bibia nko ya mama recommendations
na say what 10,000 now say 5,000 na sika na so awoto ya ohima committee member okoka nsen
honorable enwumire me ka se me ne wo kwan hwe ya ye bere no efise ne e wo kan committee member ekoka nsen no ne committee member ekoka nsen ne committee member ka ne committee fo no ne nim e wo mo adwuma a moye say ye public accounts committee ye ne say ye hu wie after say ye auditing no wie abeto parliament anim ye hu say there be ha we ya ankoye no ye my recommendation say bia there be ye ni say ye ni say no so wo ho na answer na meja wa mo akono no abo ya bere ni ti ono abo
recommendation ye ni say no minister na first come manual ono so ayi ministry of finance and release this kana ono so minister no be kan cho say ni awanya ni so o ma ni sika no fa enya no ma fa no obeto
nti na say recommendations no moye no kwa
o ma ni sika no fa no obeto there were no releases ministry of finance no on sika system no this is what I want you to understand
ayo ono boy answer na meja wa mo akono eba free senior high school no a wa me yehu say eniema bi wo hono mo a na chese enkoyie waka say with textbook sukura no enkwada no na say obi owo form 1 na ekọ form 2 anka the textbooks ni bibia onu form 3 na kita na we dia wo kwa jesa wo de to ho enti onu form 3 no no nkita form 1 ne form 2 de say mo ba ye no ensakyraye bi eba wo free senior high school no mu niema anwumre wabobɔ bɔso nye we nkɔ bobɔ bebre so ensakyraye bi yehu se ensakyraye bi bam se na ban ba ko no akeka niema abomu amu ni se o ama niema ye nwonwonan ya mo ba ye changes ben na mo dey ba
so be bi no hema so any na tie na no Excellency John Dramani Mama budget ya answer na bi ono ni budget we no ato forcing this about the second ayi oye ni media review o ma Ghana fo nyina tie ase na nduane kura school na binder dan didika same free senior high o mo perishable ni o mo di tomatoes ni nchini nyina na binder dan didika no to mama ban ba ya na o mo ye den o mo tie asaska ni nyina asaska ne wa areas ni o mo tie ma o mo sana omo shaase a omo edi no ma 2 year enya no sebi akane no ane a wa mo nko ana no ma no enda school kwala no mo di omo balance diet sebi FAE secondly so tie na no budget ya yi first abanda da no mere no o say even basic school teachers no mo no school feed mo omo no emire bi kura school feeding for no eja aduane no a edi kujan ani no ma kwachichiri ko Ministry of Education say omo di omo ka omo nti omo this aban dada iba yi sa skani ina no watia ama ono so nkrofo omo afọ omo ato aso a omo enu aduane fefefe e mankola no na anu tie budget no a textbooks a aban say wo be print ama basic education fitiase school no na kasa obeto ama education sector almost 200 buses ni ne ekeka ho textbooks by 4 million and our printed and a senior high day our printing in our meeting no so our problems na we no we abobodi no budget mo a e tu anamon say bibia be dem e be cost or say na head teachers no headmasters are no mo so share kukuo mu ba bia omuma banjuma o ka say first aban ba ya omudi aduane kura ko school bi around Volta region headmaster bi ni school bi ayi driver bi ayi kanana na tintin tomatoes no mo de ko sharp omuchi no omuchi sa school headmaster no ni taxi sa ka no ya nti aban ya ni the form ba me no wo aban no so ni hwan ene me no wa ye kasa numre na wo fo wa na obi a wo tie ya so wo say metro bi ana obi a wono adi secondary school ana ba bi na sumase taxi driver bi ko na fa bag igumu na we ni enfa ba osu no report aban edina ne na so pese bi akọ ye wo educational sector ni na be ye me no o ba free school ba o na free school ba o ni free school ba wa shede so ba kan say hey say mo exam so no say kan no abamu enye bete obi anyi ho a wo kwa akọkire wade wo school en so fe international ade na film ne say school kwala bebre me ba be mba wa wie UDS ohima me bona baso akola no wie clear university ha senior high wo wie na won kita phone tie me wa
ye tie pa
university no kwansa na o kita phone of course and no me nka say ma akola nkita phone because science o mo ye ne no ma na say wo de phone no google no hwehwe no ma good but the advantage is also say the disadvantage bankola no use phone no for normal ancestor omode so scientific calculators wo ho enti no enta matam bi omo ban ne omo say mo mu use phone no school mu so bi o de to o senior master ho na o head o house mistress o pe afre wa for that fine no na waye enti ye ntiti ye titru sani ye so ye tete ye man ne too much of freedom ya ko adopt yes abrofo ya signing to the right of children and also more right so more responsibility so
you
akola our right our responsibility so be sure there our responsibility so be tie wa ofo afutuo akola bia our responsibility say o sorry a obedware akọ school obeye no ma bo ma me ansa na wo so akọ school and so we hukuru we na we hukuru we I know peche na meka no ya ma teacherfo no kwan omamo amboa ya antene ye nkola gadifo anopa bosuo beye nonai na watia sikuma sukuru
yo honorable
na ne maame ko So that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
school mom betting no more.
You.
I'm say my teacher need be standing san ka akola.
Yeah, that was honorable. Yeah, beto so. Mama fa unsi anwume na me na wase.
Discipline.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Mama na wase papa. Abusia kentampo no from Rasha Bedwani. Honorable Joseph Kwamkuma ena yate ne nka no. One vice chairman committee ye share addition so omeyi emra Shebedwam. Ma menko na me ne executive director ya woda IFS ku no ano Dr. Peter Pate Anti entwa enkomotwetwin so. Dr. Nyumre majom memo akwa baba bani ni shuzumedie so. Boko de.
Nye boko kra ben de. Nipa na abre.
Eja ben de ye se echenchi ye die nya cheso anti kakra ebeye yi edu sabiri so a ene yeja amoma mo home a enye yi mo akora no nyese ye beja mo akora mo home enye yi efise edu sabiri a no obi a twanani abehwe mo na the question na be ye say die ne ohaw no problem no ye den he fan wo haw no efri eba because ye kase ye beja ya ma politicians ne de a efri anopa empre to so saa eyemo ena mo antua allowance eyemo no matwa extra classes mu we so say ai eyemo na mo koche tablet because of politics inti mo antumi anhwe anyinnie ma na nka enwo se ewo so na mo de twen abato na mudi mirika koche ye free senior high school and the free senior high school na chese enkwada nya textbook nsua de wahu ayem preto so ye ntumi identify problem no ne abehu solution no enti what is the problem?
That's in fact, question introduction. I'm a manager. My interviews will be how many can be 12 or 13. Now, the way I will be a question, you know, I'm a man say, what's it? Comedian, say, I didn't know make answer. Also, from an person I work on, politicians, play game, say. Winner causes but anyway, when you say you really see a day and only Saturday you and you make one you say 2 days me you will see results. Obia and you should and he say and I say Tina this year performance and I could say but when they all of a sudden people are giving reasons. I mean, a man you to me improve the performance and going in because we become in a journey in a not yet the sana colasa or shop for Nasa Ajab from. That is not the kind of conversation because you have it at least for this year. And the reason is simple. So what should these averages I mean this data why I could ban no more catching no yeah. You find say in our boom until you take the pass rate of all the over 700 schools in almost city for what you know. Now Oma can boom, no more find the average, not only the other culture. And what they are telling us is the average. What they don't tell us is what are the contributions of each individual school to that particular average, you know. That's analysis no omo ye wo excel so no omo many GS are share and it is supposed to be say GS based study performances of individual schools no na omo identify schools on performance enkoye any schools on performance enkoye na nka GS ni ministry of education no atena say after join bo mo say schools wey on performance enkoye yen go hwe na e course no school no ntia this year results no ESA schools on performance koye yen question on the course school results na ESA not based on the information benya no GS ministry abetena say okay you ko eni say school way nti a enkoye ni say ebia teachers wono omu ni ahokeka ebia enema ese omo de boa no omo de chade omu ni nkwala na de si omu enkoye nti say ye pese ye boa omo no performance basora. These are the things that we need to do. If after 1 month of releasing the results, no, these things are done. Now the ministry must start to monitor. Say, you see in Kwalano omu class in tem. So I say eventually say Kwalano class in tem. The teacher no back or there or take Kwalano. So that monitoring will go on until February, March, April. Then the Kwalano control exams in May, June. Me I should say me edited to a Kwalano. Ama Kwalano almost at school no performance call form no. Ama this and a basrana. Sani no money ye be bo me ban school ho. And then the politician TV so and how radio so all kase the fear we and the fear we and the way and no embo me ban. And this is the kind of conversation I was say yeah Ghana for you're moving forward and ask GS Minister of Education say almost analyze the performance of individual school last year. Interventions depend on what year schools and then if you look at the performance this year, what it tells you is already schools now and yadi. All the schools now yadi and can be truly averaging up on almost yadi. So there is a problem.
Doc answer na wo betwa so no metewase ana say ye ni sesenka ye obia individual bia school bia yade na nka solve problem no ya lamp ni nyina together enti e ma ye hu ba bia how no woni aso anu nje mu ni ana
chapepe if I say doctor never you consult where a hospital OPD no say I for be brave go o show mu nyina mo ba hospital ane no start to chepara. That is what we do in this country. Into your policies and interventions, and you tailor towards the specific needs of specific schools. I what country no. For example, there are schools in this country. My say article be me share some small schools, but I've analyzed all the over 700 schools on results from 2017 to 2023. There are schools from 2017 to 2023 almost mean score pass rate of more than 20%. There are schools in this country. Since 2017 up to 2023, almost meaning a pass rate of what? Pass rate in your class, you maths, English, science, social studies. You're coming in a boom. Only to score more than 20. Some have scored between 5% and 20%. What do we do to these schools as a ministry? I mean, as a Ministry of Education, as Ghana Education Service, and here, boys schools we a bit more performance neither a basro. No, they did the from we don't have these discussions. All that we know to do in this area, say FSHS and ISA and FSHS in yes, and unfortunately, even the former Minister of Education in what they do, and so can say a Marina. For him, he knows the right things, and he should even be circumspect in trying to allocate reasons why performance are cut down. And then GS so can say, oh, this is the real performance of the students. Can you imagine? So you say, you can't go how you better next year, you better frame me, you better complaining, and a maths now perform, and the English now you say, and the science now you say. No, you ain't call a school media almost a fall. Na yet radio so na yet TV so na yet kan nyina bomu indiscipline na mankola ne ko enya de double track na mankola ne nya de sika content na mankola na yet kan nyina bomu sa na na be yaba na kwala na ko trans no more feel. We should not continue to have this discussion. We should go and ask the Ministry of Education, those schools that didn't perform well last year, what measures did they put in place to ensure say on performance the course? Now those that are not performing well this year in the commerce, in the science, in the English, and they plans no more for these schools, so that in 2026, some schools performance so that when you are talking, you say that last year this school they had 60% pass rate. This year they are having 30% pass rate. If you are able to do that next year, individual school performance will be possible. You come on, you shoot the national average up. This is what we should be doing. This is what we need to talk about. But unfortunately, this one doesn't win votes. Indeed, when you push this kind of conversation now, you wouldn't get the support that people need to get.
Enti sanya wukan momo de ne de my advocacy groups momo de ne said there be was say e de ani di akire was say hwesa de ne be ye enso what can sem bi anwumre say enwene aba enti edu ho a bi won ma pushi kura enye ye ba de no so was say pushi was
your mother education is very important.
If you say sanya okay, doc, we mimiti and I was like, hey, say ye wo source bi wo ho no mo information free ho ba authority bi wo ho na wo ti bi free ho no mo a wo hu ne say oh obi be ka say nya asem ni nyina na e wo say e fa ne say sacrosanct way ba nipa ni bi wo ho no mo a o manum asem to form a because of where they are coming from positions or ma holding ti uti bi hu ne say eh ni na ye no kra na te say former education minister dey eti say ye beti say he is just the past you administration or no ni minister will free one more. So or catch ye say ya alawa o matwam extra classes are ye twam a na who say ene ye giadi ana say ye nyini eti wu de ye amo kanya mo de enye sa mo kan keke based on research say ye pushing na nkwa ye parents na wo say wo mo sori gina ehifo na wo say wo mo boa to make sure say ade we ye be pia manako
and say our for you na ye create boom na ye question the politician and those who lead the education system. I think this is what we need to do. Let's say na ye create boom o ma ye bia mana doso, and as you are aware no, most of them they don't have their kids in our schools. Ye mo fra no na o mo bre ye mo fra na ti e bi enya D7 ne yi eta ti ano awfo bi o mo ti wa o mo da ko mo na because we don't know the next line of action. And what make this even more serious is say once you know in our education system you are structured in such a way say so when you pass over our life no about stand still unless of course people say okoko so adwuma na say wo enter nipa do don in the SS o mutimi moving on without continuing to tertiary. It was really a critical point in the life of every single child or mine. We should not continue to use it for that kind of political game. For example, GSA pushing a narrative say there was stringent invigilation. Okay, your first sanity. Next year, and Kolana Yadia, if ever say invigilation or Omugumana. We don't do these kinds of, I mean, you're saying near grosser. If you are saying that this year, most tight invigilation and among Kolana performance, and show you say your more performance. Can we say that next year, as a result of year, would you come back and tell us, and answer if people argue, say, any this answer last year, most of them move vigilation no mind or mama passing, how would you be able to defend this? But we all know, say, what causes students to pass in school A will not be the same factors that will enable students to pass in school B. Even with this commerce, you go to certain schools, you see say they scored 70% pass rate, 80% pass rate, 90% pass rate. So it means that school now still they need something different from school now. 0%, 2%, 1%, 3%, they also need a different kind of attention. It's when you stand and you say the child allow school students in ama students now performing. Schools are in Alawana affecting and the schools are in Alawana affecting. You can't differentiate. You can only do that when you dig deep into the data and you visit these schools and you find out the reasons why the students didn't perform. And then as a policy institution, ministry, policy, you sit down, you design intervention to ensure that next year, or performance in the basel. Say any boa, moframa, or additional equity. Say me boy educational system, my name, equity. At the end of the day, you, the minister, you'll be proud to say, me time, first year, this is the percentage that we got, but because of A, B, C, D, E, I, second year, and we've been able to move the percentage from this level to that level. That is scientific. That is scientific. That is more robust because you can follow that footsteps to ensure that other schools are following the same thing, and then you use that to improve the performances. So for me, it is too early for anybody to tell you that I'm performing a general performance issue. We should go down to the individual schools. if it takes while to publish the individual performance, I know that they give it to the schools, they give it to district education offices, they give it to regional education offices, they give it to the GES office. I wish that we are able to now open that one up for parents in these schools to know how the performance of their awards have been, and then we can start the conversation as to how do we assist these schools to be able to uplift their performance in 2026.
Doc, yeah, can one say you can ya free senior high no asa bambiu. Ya wutie empanimfo bia under the free senior high no na eniema akade e wo se ye nyama nkwada ndi sua de no na ye nya ne saa. Enu nti na mi bisa ono abukuma se okay. Yemfa ne saa ba dada na bere so. Niema ni bia ankoyi. Enti momo ba ye dia na mo ya mana bobo bi so a. Aban foforo yi ba ye. Aba foforo yi ba ye no me gidi se mom monitor ma observe the kind of changes kakra ya mpanimfo de aba under the free senior high school. Mujidi se we no betumi aboa ma se bibia ankoye in the previous government afedie peja ebe peja ana say still ya woniema bi e wosa ye emma free senior high no enkwada no the benefits e wosa wonya no fully.
What I work as I say, I think around 2020, 2021 or 2022, we can't saying this to me and free SHS. I think that was the period that performance shot up. And the president then and the other people in the then administration were touting say free SHS Nama Mufana perform well. And I came to say, so you want to me and free SHS Nama Mufana perform well. And people didn't take it lightly with me. Now, CSHS in Germany, and that's and then, interestingly, there were challenges before this government even came in. So we talk about feeding, we were talking about issues in relation to funding, scanning court, into Mufrano, any other things. There were serious challenges. But when this government took over, he's been able to say, Get Fund is going to fund CSHS. Last year, they gave a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money was put. I mean, this year's budget, they gave a lot of, I tell you in 2026, 2025 budget, they gave a lot of money to ensure that now you don't hear the complaints of feeding in our schools again. But it is this time now, almost solving the challenges of free SHS and a performance in our form. I don't know what would be your reason. Then I'll better say, free senior high school in a course in we don't, you see, that is my problem. We don't do analysis like that. To me, answer that end time for what you say. Minister say, Nkolani ya omo ya den and I say ya omo ya den a free SHS. Whilst you have not gone through this is education. This is education. When you're right, I will say be future. Before you say I didn't know, let's say what go through process standardized you need say after that, whatever result that comes out, a result to me are justifying replicating all over the place. So we cannot continue to say CSHS and Emma Kolani perform here and not Emma Kolani perform here. If you say a double track, you cannot say a double track and Emma Kolani perform here and not say Emma Kolani perform here. Last time I was telling somebody, say, if you want to do this, why don't you just select the double track schools and compare their performance to the schools that are not doing double track? And I tell you, if you do that, you will not see any difference in the performance. So, on what basis would you say double track and Emma Kolani perform here? Yes, the government is doing well. He's bringing in private schools. He's pushing money into it. Feeding issues are dealt with and all that. So now you can say that can position in here problems in the hall. But it is at that time and a performance inside them. Adjective in such a way you're complaining. So now are you going to say it is not people in authority, people who are put in position to ensure that some of these things are done right, should not be those saying these things. Because some of us, when we hear it that way, we become so disappointed. Because if that is how they are thinking, and that is how they think in terms of policy directions to help people, to help the students do well. That is how they will be thinking in doing that. And that kind of thinking will not change the educational system, will not improve educational outcomes.
But Doc, is it possible, sir? Aban bi beba na nkwada betwro nsohwe na aban ne bebo ni tiri mu pose nkwadaa we se memmo mu twa nsohwe no a anda kwan a ye fa so set yen exams and then wasi BC ni exams ahoro aka no ye aban bi betimi aka se meshe da failing kwala just to disgrace the previous government yeah possible because odia wosre wo mo nsem no mo ka na bi ehu o eno yeah possible
why would the government do that? The government and the government is very wicked, and that government should be punished for that particular thing or the people in the country. I didn't tell them China government is trying to say, and I read somewhere to be say because of no fee stress and on person who feel people say so that they'll be able to look at this thinking. Look at this thinking. And you make it concern we are not doing a banana and another one. To me, so I don't think the government would get up and say, I want to say or I want to force people to pass. And I've heard this thing. In fact, one of them coming from the TRO of WAEC indicating the results means that I mean the integrity of our examination, back or something of that sort. And I'm like, so what is WAEC trying to communicate? Is that the official position of WAEC? Because the TRO is saying that seriously, which years are they referring to say results no integrity? We should not be doing this. We shouldn't be doing politics with everything in this country. We have done politics, partisan politics to the sense, and now, once the results, a regime determined that a regime will do this, another regime will do that. What kind of society are we doing?
But yeah, possible.
And I'm saying that if a government is able to do that and we are able to prove that the government did that, we should punish that particular government. Say or say that and man a passing that is a wicked government. So we say that and man fail send a government. That is a wicked government. We should punish these people if truly that is what is being done. But I cannot say because we need any evidence to back it. Those who are saying it might have to bring evidence for us to interrogate that evidence to see whether it really holds water. But does it even sound well in our ears that a government will want to do that to innocent kids because of political point scoring? Really?
Look, Montoaso, the Montoaso na mumpushina yenhwe baby a yebedru. Eno na osibisa omode to nyom no se yenim baby a ye koso yebekọ. Mame Francia na mena wase. Abusia IFES Executive Director Dr. Peter Pate Anti ena yate nene no omafamu de ohu ena na make say ya ntwe bo amfa research anya dwuma na asem no ba no bia pese o kan bi ni edimirika ni abetutu agum saa na emata ne nkwada na dwimu aye wo bebre obatan bi adwen ni say se saade na yese abai bi esesa na se yebetumi amake amankwada no afeli se ne ebeya abai no awoko ne begu nanim asede a ene ebedu baabi no edu se yebesesa abai na nkwada ebetwera obatan bi abeka se twen ana akona kwatwero se of deck you na atwero kora aban sesa no se change of government ba anhwe ya yebefeli ya nhwe ya baabi ebetumi aduru no se ya mfa research no anya dwuma na ya hwehwem so na ne yebehu ya nhwe se ye de ye dwuma ne ebetumi ehu bi no ensem ni bi wo ho no mo a anu nti wo ka se wo bu be no a etoda yesi ho aka asem a yete no hwanya no eti ye wonsem a obi wo no mo betumi aka asem bia fa ne ho adi obi a anya ne hwe obi a kora mua no che se ye mpe na asem no kora tie ana obi so wo ho no mo a na asem no to fam a every pen every media organization every obi a pese no obi e ko ho because of nipa a wo kan asem no enu nti na wutie ne Dr. Peter Patan Antika se yenya WAEC ema WAEC de yo se WAEC be ka kire ye se afei na nuonyam ebo yadwuma ye yenumu aba na GS so ka kire ye say kwada no nso hwe afi ne yehu wo mo paye chese obia de a wo kan bia no solve problem ya asemu ase o mo ka yo mo ho danyi o so mo ka yo mo ho danyi o eti sade ne sesa na next time esesa se ne do kai ye tworo na nkwada ni twa na chese marking scheme anasa afedie ye jama nkwada na wi anasa wo say invigilation no ne ye ni ye pa anunti eti de bia nkwada ne betwa bia na chese ye jeje mu ne ma wo mu wi amu ana wo say ya mfa research no anya dwuma ya ma ne abefu nimdie ne kwanya ye fa so ye bibia no data no anya dwuma na ye koso a ye sa abrofo no e ka ne se propaganda keka tumu na ebeto amanfo tirimu si keka tumu na eto amanfo tirimu a ne eba ni se gidie ebo ye system no mu no na ye hwehwan wo abusua madwenche ma me fa bi e wo Facebook na YouTube madama mudi bi aba kwam na acidity afo achiensua wo se akua enunie Ghana for nhyase na omumlemu the previous government kwam na acidity asem no brofo chro ye Ghanaians must start to blame previous government on their input on education sector. Ghana education or say the Ghana education sector no MPP abbreviation the collapse ye. Almost say no kra. My regards to hard working MD of Pristia Sankofa. We no den enchia to aso. Kwam na acidity. Ko men se pile tu so edie ni tie wo de tie. Say asemo ameka na nwumre wo de hwese ne politicians no wachita afọ beye no ko men se pile tu menta mpe brofo kan message or say NDC a report let's vote them out na che say NDC na kwotworo nso hwe nu say esenyo nti NDC are yenyi wo mfiri ho Adom Yesu o se akua mechia wo anwumre Agana de so obi ka say ye ni problem a na ye woboa ne NDC for nkrofo ye ensem mo keka koi eti ebeboa ye de Charles anan o se akua meso me hwɛ mu firi ahomadonko o se akua wunim o hawo a ye bomu sesei no Ghana mampani dada ene de aba ko pai mensa wose akua ene nkwada yi pa so obi beka se wonum nimade wasua de no aka wotirim ye da wotim pa for dachi ye mfie miensa kwada be wie suku na bebisa no se ebia wo de mata kire mata ase kire atomase no betumi ehu no akua wo hu efise sei syllables na nie omode ye adwuma ni nyina kwan fa so kya de no echiwe mpo wo mo wie na di ne baba wo kwa na wakodwie gu ho wo wie na bisa no a wonim hwe Eugene ansa o se bi wai me chia wo ni team akuapem mampon na ye tie mo efri me chia mo anwumre papa ye jo so master planner junior kentampo o se bi wai me MP onmunyamfo kwamkuma waya de submission a wama na nwumre waya de but menene anya adwen on many issues a we raise na anwumre we try say obeye comparison between the previous government and the current government abada da ne aba fufuru mu and wo ye fato ho na mamenka bibi nkyere ne say ye kam modern mo say we modern mo ewo adesua no emu a akua ene yen compare results no students ne results no yen compare o se ye kosuku mu kokosua de ye kosuku mu a ya ade na ye kona ye kosua enti so o se yenye fato ho de a ene nka MPP abre so results a aba no ye chen o mabri so ne ewo ho no mo enti sa fato ho ne de ka chen se ojaye a enke beboa wo fa ke anyway free new plan station na eba o se akua mampani John Dramani Mahama abre so we chese emfie se wo honi da bia won de emfie dumiensa ni wasi resource se wo de toto ho a ne ye west na abanyi de abai ne NDC abanyi di aban 13 years nie ne nyai kon no mo de abreye no Danisco outlet was Spinters was here me so me ehwe mu free Spinters Cambodia rank me chia onu team anwume ye jo so papa SK Frimpong Abrokwa osie bi why ja question bi sene jama omanyi na wunimu obie na afe na waba ayo mate osi mfie nwotwe demonstrations criticism ene niema na keka aka ho no wan ne tie ye obi antie ni amanfo ye no abandada na bere so emudi ahin ene wo mutie ye wo mantie enti mesre wo ada enye ne te se ne abandada na bere so na ani ha yo mate Sandra Banafo was here ko kache Kentampo MP ma me say onko ne constituency no onko kanchire awofo no a wo mo ne constituency ni say intentionally abanya wote so no o say mamin faudi o say tell this MP to go to the constituency and tell parents whose walls were intentionally failed that they didn't learn. Okay. Onko kanchire sa anti wo de ne say ye share that ye failing kwada no. MP no nko ne constituency nko kanchire awofo no a wo moma failing ne say awofo no a ya sheda failing o moma ne say o mansua de ayo wo asemo ana make na obi so adwenkyere ne say ye sheda ne ye failing kwada no. Nelson Kusia Nelson message no aba me da se kwasi ageman o se mehwe mo se tutu Benjamin o se ebi why me chia mo anwumre na mesre pa yen hyeda nkofem na yen kɔ yen hwehwemu na yen hu ne ekɔ pa se dia na ankoye because akwie yani a ye tie fidie so a ye tie toda ye hu haw ni yie na mo me gidi se ye kɔfem se ye kɔ classroom ho dia na nkoye dia na ebetumi ayade solve problem no a no bebo aye mo obin bless dia ye de aba o se akwie asawi benchema for so ye tie mo no my Ghana se ye haw ni se ye de bibia ya amanyosem Vasco di GMA o se akwie me de se kura mi hu asem a me nka bi okura positive change Medina o se akwie yesre ye de citizens aye nida ho no ye hu sa aban a wote so yi wo de oman no edi agoro Pallium so edibi aba o se akwie mehwemu free Japan Volta region na mehwemu efri Ankama Rim Road o se akwie Tema community 5 ye biem awuja ke de lali brekum o message no aba abna santo ahwenepa o se akwie mewura ho resource ejama werɛhoɔ papa ɛna David Techmensen o si JP meso mehwemo Paul Amenesoji o se NDC ene ɔman ne daakye papa oyibo buaten atwema nebehi o se akua mitie mo papa na poor wasi resource na aba ne de bibia ni hɔ no mo a ye de justify a ebeyeye kwada no resource a aba no enye justifiable ye chese ye de yehwe a enyeye ye de yehwe a enyeye wo se ye niema a ebetumi aboa nkwada na egya nkyeremu bebrebe nkyeremu no kura so akua nsisi so piesie ba wo se mehwe mu free Winneba Pedro wa Medina Cruz wo se yeso yetie mu Indianapolis Kumasi Tano so na mitie mu ede efri mo Kasawani ede biaba wo se akua Elubo Total Filling Station yeso yetie mu anwumre papa yedamase se mode atumu amayen Gastiman was a queer JMN ne NDC oh kwan bia wo mbefa so wo betwa free senior high school num no eno no mo hwehwe niema we no wo de wo ntia ase ntia ma me nkyere wase aban yi pese wo twa free senior high num no hu kwan obefa so eti enkwada afedi na chesa ankoye saa ye ni ba bi ye ho so no wo de atwa free senior high school no manu anwa agenda na mpanimfo no eye no yo abusia ma menya na mimie homa no entum na efi sabriko wo so wadwenche obetumi e de abadwade ni so ane wo ba kotwere obi a memesesa afie no anyani na kohwem 0302216561 and 0302216562 0302216562 and 0302216561 ma memfa frefo a odikan hello
fantastic good evening come ABY
good evening minu abema boko de
amena Adom nti alhamdulillah bia boko pacho na nso
Adom no abi na Adom yen to asoma ye minu
da so master planner junior ni kentampo ebu ama membo abaso oba adwuma pa we say after me MP honorable Joseph Kuma adodo na friend Jakala me say wa che na adwen pa dodo na o kire no me ne nya adwen ba ma nchi MP pimpemfo nyina honorable case na Lloyd inshallah beba MPP national youth organizer me say obewe ne Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Domian so me say MPP delegate say ento mano said the 2020 now better than Ghana president because we share amambu troka moboy everywhere when say politicization NDC in opposition omodi ye campaign etia the then President Nanado eno nande so aba no mu twa no President Nanado e dey double track by NDC propaganda say the traffic light about education system omuhu bida President Nanado e top past questions Edema students so motion no muhu tender why efa so effect questions so the be answer question no ya ka state ya unko chirechire mu waste time NDC say apo ne wo ka tire say nkwala no Nanado product by economy edema wa ekoyie ne de wo gi credit ye de nkwala mo kwhwe mo so no mo ntire san so pass de o man pass ne de wo say nya nkwala this is the double standard and best your opposition yan hwenenye den yan bo government now to so two sectors be to say education ni health man for your politics baby ya best nkwala no so eya e ko school e ma yani me ninja phone nsensem no akwala wo school yen first year student o enye wasi na wakwotre end of term exams keta wakwotre wo ba fia na wo toto oni
yeah that's it master planner me na wase hello Pastor good evening Pastor Odini baby afrefre yo me entie waja
Pastor and the no ko kan me had the right out non promotion no me din for me nkwa kambi na mo fun mo right no kwa kambi
yo yeda se yenu idea a wo kan se edundum kani ankwada ntumi nsua de so obi a wo ne ode eba edie na a contribute to sa resource ne de ye ode eba eno no se toda wo behwe no ne edundum light no antina enkwada na ewi hello
anyway
eja udi ni baby afrefre
anyway pato phone na mi kasa
yo efo mi enti o
yo anumere wi wani ntia ora dombo bi ama Chris Lloyd na me papa baumia ba jo obi antia anyway ma we ko papa ne mi wa ko se enemi ba atrazans bi o mi ba mi last one wa wie exams we fi no pa we no trans we di ye kwese ni di ta de kwasu na anyway mi adi ba kwa mi di ni ase atrazans we si
ba efo edi enti na mo nkohwe
se enne na mi kise di aba mi nsa enne na abanti na fi o tra community ko
ne ekohwe ne ehwe
yo anyway kwalanu tawo
efo ma we afidie na wo achi ni ma ne nkofam na to asoma me time ben no mo ko school enye
anyway me see time na kwala ndi ko school here no mo di ko school de emboa o se mi ba we no ko school anyway
So o calculate school ni nyina o 3 years na e 1.5 year 1.5 year e no mo de ko school anti se u ba e ko school a 1 year pepe na kola ba transit wa we school o man peni ku for the transit no say school no mu ko no 3 years na mbo to mo de be ko 4 years NDC where no mo sa ba ye no be sa di ba 3 years o mo be sports room o mo be vacations room o mo be say everywhere about way by ye essentials are you see the teachers nobody ya duma nyina about we about the ni nyina and to me the blame no me the mind this about we say akufadu na akufadu time na buy me any near top past questions ma almost see a past questions na buy ni tomo say kwala ni timi time result and when past questions we me back to school when me top past questions man because past questions are probably out of school all the past questions they one na buy me any near past questions the mo mpe we say abai no what past questions and you know o say mo win o say the abai ni ye me dem win say safely we no mo feel NDC ni jo mama ba we ni o mo pese mo ya ne kasa ku fado no wi mo man kwala no bi am o no di verification ni ba ye no
ayo efo me mfansia hello ma memfa adwenche no ba ko mienu na yemfa empem enko yanim Stevenson Sian o se bi wa mehwe mu free Washington DC na o se ye politicians no o ma take the country for granted apentin Japan fusuhene o se akua me so me kamboni a wagidi se ebre a enkwada no di ko school no o haw kakra wo ho so obekaye a kane yesi nkwada yi ko school emfie miensa SS no ene yesesa no ne yede call 4 years ene yesa reverse no ede ba back bio eti chese aban we ba no asesa ba we ba no asesa mesre meme de ne se wo se yesa hwe ebra nkwada ndi ko school no yensan enhwe ne bio hello eja mo afidie no nkofom na to asoma me sorry to asoma me
yo ajani boni mi kacha bi of Ankoberia
yo ajani mo mienti yo
ndomo adwuma ene anyimre obo adwuma pa nyamishira na ebi wa me so na me fa kwanya so ntra bra champion enka president yo the American say sukui yeah time ye ko on 10 years because you come from class 1 to pieces now 6 years and you come from 1 to form 4 so 4 years 10 years. Let me tell you what about say sukui asesa aye bibia we bimo ntiasie what you say ndi yensanko dada no mo na yenko hwem say bia nso betimi aboa ya because kono de in fact ndo mabani ko fo wi no wo sen kwara na dwene wo fom ti na say and what you say no de ba 4 years and this for about almost 3 years and the school year come up and down about them correct atimi ehunu bibi and you again no say about from what young school we 5 years ago come crowd and come feel say and kadeboy mam check is lord you so Canada bye bye
yo yedase eja yedase hello Doris akoti ade yo de aba o se bi wai bibia yede ya amanyosem bibia de ya amanyosem eno na egu omayi eno na esei omayi a chese yenhu ne ye hu hello
everyone
eja udi ni baby afrefe good evening
pata said me me frefe na se pasta
yo sedu mienti o arab ma so tiawo atawa ko tiawo everyone bibia ye dia politics akoda sia dia dite ko answer ban no asia na ye ma akoda nfa na dwen sia dia se ye o mani yira o ma ye pa ya mso ni ado ye akoda nfa na dwen ye duma o sia dia akoda nfa na dwen sia dia e be na be foto edwa se no bi kai ko akoda nam ndedi na sam kwa ho our middle economy. Get on now, fighting or Okutapona, Oku, Oka, Atapek, one, Okutapon, also 5, also passes out or the school. Who got 10 days?
everyone if you am fire me through the fa penny NDC aba onu this kunu bibian koto pepepe ye ma da koto pepepe se on ko kite o bi se on ko pa akoya ri aba no brother na koto ye multiply this identity ye multiply ni den everyone NDC ye be see your mind ni bibian koto pepepe salamu alaikum
yada semini abema yada se ewo ode aba mo ewo oso wadwenkyira wode aba eho nyame enhyira wo papa ma menhwe na memfa ofrefo a odi ho ma menhwe na memfa ofrefo odi ho hello
everywhere
eja wudini baby afrefe
ewo nya be ma abanya medodo ashamanzen
aban mienti o eja
yo mi jidi se ho ye
adom
yo maminti ya mi boss keneboa anu mada nanos operation director obo ase ebe kweti illegal mining or mining ABY eye school from here kuko sui ye disuboni na bebo former president Kufuor ni baomia esanse nkrofo we kwale mo betu 2 year education services no poto tete nkrofo we amemo na o mo di Ghana for year 20 since 2017 besi 2024 ye tu omo ade so ABY nkrofo we o kai omo na o kai yawo esanse ye di education abese mo jase wo ye education wo di double track aba wo ni mo se double track na mbo ankola ni tinu edu wa no wako top pass wako top apo di ama ankola no se enu na enu ni wo eye university ni di statement ba se eye nkola na omo free education ba university ni omo ni le triewu enu so ena ba we ya pa wa ye na ti se nkola na nkasa fo omo ni mu die mfa nhia de no mo party on to apo bia mo bia nti nkola na mu wo ekire na mo nse mu nwane mo so ni no mo yiri mu na mu nhia di na mu je social media no ebi wa nyame nka o mu chia me MC bonkata mazo tike
onka oso ho na ekodisoso bodwiase ose akua Ministry of Education omunye proactive omunso kan wo ho enya dwuma esese omoye na NDC sunya se free senior high school no omode atase bebre na nyo no kwasem ne se free senior high school no a produce good students NDC ontumi a onka Kembrobe ede ya wode aba Kembrobe si akua NDC fo enhu se ebra ye wom no ye frɛ ne digital era enye ebra yedi edi agro ena comfort de ye odi aba comfort of fay wose akua omuntumi man kwada na aduane nti no ma hyeda faili omo no de aduane no omuntumi mfa momo banjilo de ye odi aba wose akua ne awofo hia ye beboa ama wawofo atumi atwa ensohwe no ene se chese wo beboa ama niema atumi akoso say what parents need is for their wards to pass their examination eti beye den na previous government na ka say me sheda aye niema ebema nkwada no afeli was it true reflection nkwada no true reflection of sani omusitie na aba abonten no na Kobi owusu ansa was akua in fact NDC aban we afeni mahu so mani mreye na Victor Brenya was akua ede ntina ye hunya atwem sane ye nim no kore no teachers and invigilators no da bia wo mo no omsese gu nkwada yi so boa nkwada ya man so we results no eye good etidie ntina ye pretend sane ye nim ne koso ye nim won so ne de yode aba betumu eno no na busia bronya yi wo se yenya si December bosumi na se bronya no a ene ewomu no Joy FM party in the park ebeba so abri botanical gardens na ebekoso Joy FM family party in the park this year 26 December 2025 all work and no play or sa agro kakrabam nti edu ho no mo a 26 yenkwa bri botanical gardens ni nyina no pa no nkron anwumre no nsiampa mu na se ye de aba wiege ye be no anuane sakre se wo mu asa wo mu abusia no monu aduane wo a betima ye rere nkwan no waye eni akokɔ kama competitions no edoso na worship praise unplugged na 2025 honest and fanfare 2020